G'day and welcome to MotoringBox. Today we're going to be looking at one of the strangest ever factory accessories to have been offered on an Australian car. So stick around because this one's going to be good. Now this is my 2001 Ford AU Fairmont Ghia, and if you follow my channel you're probably already sick of seeing it, but bear with me because this video is a little bit special, because when Ford Australia launched this car back in 1998, they offered an optional accessory pack so unique that I've not really seen anything else like it on any other car. Ford called it the Mobile Office Pack, and in their own words promised that it would transform the Falcon's interior into an office on wheels, with the addition of several pieces of equipment. So what did optioning Ford's Mobile Office Pack actually get you? Well, for a start, you got a mobile phone presenter, which provided you with a secure and permanent mounting point for your late 90s Nokia. Back then, it was quite common for mobile phones to come with their own car mounting kits, and the phone presenter was designed for these mounting kits to be screwed directly to it. The phone presenter is also designed to fold back into the center console when it's not in use. Ford also provided an additional 12-volt outlet in the center console, which was perfect for charging your phone or for powering other period-correct accessories such as mobile fax machines or your fancy new laptop or electronic organizer. And while you were working away, Ford understood the importance of lighting in any office, whether it's a mobile one or not, and included two Aimable reading lamps here in the front. There are also additional reading lamps added in the back, along with grab handles. Now, I'm not really sure what you would need grab handles for in an office, but I'm sure we can think of something. But to be honest here, I'm just beating around the bush because the centerpiece of Ford's Mobile Office Pack revolved around one very important piece of equipment, and that is the horizontal work table. The horizontal work table was designed to provide a stable work surface for your notebook, binder, or chunky late 1990s laptop. In the design, Ford also included a cup holder molded into the tabletop, which is suitable for most 600ml drink bottles, or your rather bland-looking 1990s styrofoam cup of coffee. When I first heard about this table, I immediately had a few questions, like whether you could use it while driving, and whether Ford were encouraging their customers to start multitasking behind the wheel, which was surely a recipe for disaster. And I had also hoped to get my hands on one to try and find out the answer to these questions, but to say that this table is rare is a massive understatement. Ford only offered the horizontal work table on the base model AU Falcon Forte and the Futura, presumably because these were the models which the road warriors and mobile salespeople would actually be using. And I'm guessing not many people bought them. There's also precious little information about them on the internet, and every single search I ran always returned the same old image from the Ford AU Falcon sales brochure from over 20 years ago. But these tables are incredibly hard to find. Even if you're actively looking for one, they're almost impossible to buy because they never come up for sale. Such is the rarity of the item. But as fate would have it, one of them fell into my hands, and it's still in the original Ford service parts box, no less. So join me as we unbox and take a closer look at one of the rarest factory accessories in Australian car history. When this thing turned up in the mail, words could not describe just how excited I was to take a look at this thing. I know it's just a plastic table, but considering how rare this thing is, to even be handling one of these is a privilege in itself. So to all the AU Falcon owners out there who may never ever see one of these tables, this one's for you. To begin with, you'll notice there aren't any external markings on this box to reveal what's lurking inside, except for one of them here, which says Kit Mobile Office Quantity 1, and a part number which no longer exists in Ford's systems. Trust me, I checked around 6 months ago, and the tables are long gone. Ford can't even look up this part number in their system because the items don't even exist anymore. Inside, we get our first look at greatness, a navy-coloured drawstring bag inside this plastic protective cover. Ford's Mobile Office horizontal table came with its very own carry bag, so you could safely stow and protect your table when it wasn't in use. And one hilarious fact about this carry bag is that Ford created their very own mobile office logo. When I first saw this thing, it kind of reminded me of a cheap imitation superhero logo. Like you're not just a salesman out on the road anymore, you're mobile office man. And that this work table is one of the secret weapons in your arsenal. It gets stranger too, with Ford opting for this vertical mobile table heading, with each word in its own box. Very segmented and very weird. So to unleash your horizontal table, one simply loosens the drawstring and it slides straight out. And the first thing that struck me is just how large this table is. There didn't seem to be a lot of space available around the center console of the car, and Ford has obviously utilized all of it with the design of this table. Here we can see a molded cup holder and a pen slot, which we'll take a look at later. And on the underside we catch our first glimpse of how this table installs into the vehicle. There's a single folding leg which slots into the center console cup holders, and also a molded section here which sits on top of the gear shifter. There's also a warning sticker here advising you to stow the table whilst driving, and also a reminder that you should only use the table whilst the vehicle is stationary. There are also two more things to know about this table. The first is that it's made from hollow plastic. And the second is that it's actually very light. I'd estimate it to be around 1 kilogram or 2.2 pounds. The build quality is nothing special. I mean, it's just plastic and there's a metal hinge for the leg, but it certainly does seem sturdy enough. So I think it's time we take it over to the AU and see how it works. So here we are back in the car and we're about to turn our run-of-the-mill AU Fairmont gear into a fully mobile office environment. And we're going to do that by simply deploying the leg on the table and then slotting it down into the cup holders here in the center console. The front half of the table rests on the gear shifter, and there you have it. You've arrived at the office and you're ready to work. The table certainly seems sturdy enough to support a small laptop and also a drink. You could even put a tablet in the pen slot here if you wanted to, I reckon, and lean it against the dash. This table actually would have been extremely useful for traveling salesmen and other workers who spend the majority of their days on the road. The only downside I can see with this table is that you have to remove it before you hit the road, seeing as it uses the gear shifter here as the front leg. Having experienced Ford's mobile office firsthand, I think it's perhaps one of the most interesting accessories I've ever seen. In fact, after looking at this, I can't help but think that perhaps Ford didn't take their mobile office concept far enough. What we have here is a game changer, the ultimate bang for your buck office. By thinking outside the box, I've hit the ground running, firing on all cylinders with a best-in-class synergy of mission-critical deliverables. This is a dynamic, laser-focused space where I can work smarter, not harder, and one where I'm actually sitting in the driver's seat for real this time. It's a true come-to-Jesus moment where absolutely no conversations are taken offline and all my ducks are in a row. At the end of the day, the takeaway from all of this is that takeaway is just an arm's reach away, and moving forward I'll be able to move forward and work pretty much anywhere I like. Through blue sky thinking, excuse me. Jeez, that was rough. Oh man. Terribly sorry guys, I don't know what came over me. I just started spurting corporate bullshit. Anyway, in all seriousness, I've got everything here that a modern office needs. I've got a work table, I've got a computer, I've got a phone, a printer, a filing cabinet, and an internet connection. Everything I should possibly need to get the job done. Now, my first task of the day here in my fully mobile AU Falcon office is to prepare a document detailing the reasons why I think you shouldn't purchase an AU Falcon. This is going to take quite a bit of time, so you best check in with me a bit later on. Hey, how you going, man?
Yeah, good man, how are you?
Hey, I'm just trying to come up with a list here of reasons as to why you wouldn't purchase an AU Falcon. You guys seem to have been doing everything possible to try and avoid them. Why wouldn't you buy one?
Man, I generally like cars that haven't been used as taxis because it means they're not full of human slime and it means they've actually got street cred. Like, I would prefer a Yaris, to be honest. They're fast, they're reliable, they've got street cred. The AUs are old,
it's fair enough,
they're ugly and heavy, man. Like, I don't know why anyone would want one other than you.
Mate, you're just talking shit.
No, I'm not talking shit, man. They're just boring and old
What
and
the fuck are you on about?
You should just get a Yaris.
You guys love
man.
straight six engines?
Yeah, straight six engines, but not that one. It doesn't have a Nissan badge on it. It's not even turbo.
Oh, I know it's not turbocharged, but you guys could easily slap it on there.
Stick a Barra in it, that'll fix it.
You don't need to put a Barra in it, come on.
Of course you need to put a Barra in it, man.
You're just
Anything
talking
with a
shit.
turbocharger
Talk to you later.
Better than that. It's old, it's heavy, like...
You know, the Nintendo 64 had so many groundbreaking games back in the day. I mean, the awe I felt firing Super Mario 64 up for the first time back in 1997 was probably one of the most memorable parts of my childhood. All right, time for lunch. So here we are rolling the streets of Brisbane in our fully mobile AU Falcon office. And so far there are no issues to report. My ducks are still in a row and it's fantastic to be able to take this office with me wherever I go. In this case, I'm actually going to lunch. And where might lunch be today? Well, there's only one answer to that question. I might take this opportunity to see whether I can actually fit this table while the gear shift selector is in drive. And it looks like it does work. It's not as sturdy as it was before, but it looks like I can actually drive with the table in place. So here we go. Nice little armrest now as well. Now, if you can hear my air conditioning ramping up a little bit, it's because it's 37 degrees Celsius here in Brisbane today. So, not pleasant, but it is still nice and cool here in the AU Falcon office. I've got it set to 22 degrees Celsius, which is quite nice. So here we are at our lunch destination. Thank you very much. So the table is paying dividends already with a rather convenient cup holder for my 375ml can. Still, with the gear shifter and drive, you've got to be careful.
Zinger bacon cheese burger combo.
That's the one.
There you go.
Thank you. Look at that. Perfect. Now, I heard on the radio before that they're recommending people get sent home from work early today due to just simply how hot it is here in Brisbane. So after lunch, I might actually go and do exactly that. The table is a little bit slippery. Not ideal. Maybe you could put some kind of anti-slip coating on there. Lunch is served. I wonder if I'm breaking any laws. What are the rules with eating lunch in a car? I mean, as long as you've got one hand on the wheel, what's the difference between smoking a cigarette and eating a chip? If there's anyone from Queensland Police watching today, how you going? You know what making this video has confirmed for me? It has confirmed just how awesome this table accessory is. I mean, here I am rolling down the highway at 100 kilometers per hour. I've got lunch on the table, I've got a drink. I'm sitting here in an air-conditioned office on my way home. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. So how badly would you like a table like this in your car? Let me know in the comments below and I'll see you next time.
You have one new message.
Man, you actually know how much I love your car, right? And probably a lot of everything I'm saying is just because I'm jealous, because I desperately want one. Of course it's better than a Yaris. Of course it is so much more luxurious, and it actually has proper street cred. Marty and I both really, really like them. And we've been really enjoying your channel as well, man. So keep it up. Keep up the AU. But I would love to challenge you to a track battle, which is the Mighty Car Mods Yaris versus the AU, because I think that would be epic. See you soon.